Then I'll try him, convict him, and execute him.
Last one day.
Hello, Nomads, and welcome to the Nomads of Fantasy Podcast, episode 149. We are here with a couple of tunes. I got with me Wacky Brandon.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Wow.
And Looney Dave.
Is that a rabbit in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh, both.
It's horned up rabbit.
Oh yeah, I'm already railed up right here, just talking just from
Going vertical.
just from these going vertical, just from these quotes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these quotes are from the critically acclaimed 1988 live action / animated feature film directed by Robert Zemeckis, Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were sort of raving about this. Well, we were more raving that I hadn't seen it before, which is why we put it on the schedule.
Yeah. It's good that you've finally seen this.
Yeah.
And
I can see why.
let's just right off the bat, because Dave and I, early 40s, approaching mid 40s, I guess at this point. But anywho, we were little kids when we saw this, and to me it blew my mind. Because Disney and Warner Brothers, I love both equally, and for them to do this together, and it was a live action / cartoon. It was just a lot of things at once. So to me, it was incredible. But you, younger, born in the 90s, you somehow missed this movie.
Yeah.
Seeing this now, did you watch it with your family, or did you watch it by yourself?
I was a loner on this one because I was sort of squeezing it in last minute. But I can see 1000% see being a kid and seeing this movie, like why it would completely blow your mind. Because like I feel like this concept of these two huge animation studios doing a crossover in a movie feature film together was probably like, super revolutionary back then. Not
or Star Trek and Star Wars.
Still the only time that Disney and Warner Brother characters have appeared on screen together,
which is insane. Yeah,
as of 2024. So
I think for me, obviously, again, I can see why it would have been such a big deal back then, but up to this point, I've seen like these sort of big crossovers before. I feel like these are so commonplace now that it's like the effect is gone a little bit. We're getting fucking Star Wars crossing over with Destiny. I'm like, what the fuck is that? There's I feel like that's the like big thing in media now is these huge franchise crossovers. Obviously, just look at Fortnite, and the Marvel universe is constantly crossing over. Maybe not with other like DC,
just your fans, when you can have somebody else's fans too.
Exactly. So like I feel like I'm a little bit desensitized to this concept, but as a film itself, I thought this movie was awesome. It was great, super entertaining, and I do have nostalgia for this era of animation because I watched a lot of this as a kid. Like I watched a lot of Looney Tunes from like the 1950s. I watched like Tom and Jerry.
Same.
I watched a ton of ton of this stuff. So like, it definitely hits that nostalgia for me a little bit in this animation style, and it starting out the way it does with just like a complete homage to that to that era of animation.
One of the best openings.
Yeah,
I thought
awesome.
like that.
It's long. It's a long scene because my 6-year-old wanted to rewatch that part. So I'm like, all right, let's rewatch it right after the movie. So we rewatched it, just that part, and man, this is a long scene.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's hell of a way to open up a movie.
You guys, we all watched this on Disney Plus.
Yes.
Yep.
How did you guys feel? Well, the animation was something that hit me this time when I watched it. Like, I am kind of baffled at how this movie hasn't seen an HD upgrade with it, with like some of the
Oh,
original, getting some of the original kind of
Yeah.
artwork and kind of up-resing it a little bit, because I don't know,
It looked a
some
little
parts
bit
got the
washed
green
out, I
screen got a
think.
little funny. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
like
wasn't sharp.
the
It seemed like
characters didn't
blurry
look
almost.
as like vivid. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. It could use like
we're
a
watching it on modern tech.
right.
I mean, most people were seeing that on,
Yeah,
TVs or
but
their local
just
theater.
digitally remastering some
Right, a
of the,
little touch
using
up.
the
Yeah.
seeming the same artwork, because you don't want to fuck with that. But it was, I mean, it's good. My kids got a bit bored in the middle. There's
Well,
some, it's a weird mix of like adult topics and like cartoons, because there's like
there's a lot of people
Yeah.
getting killed,
alcoholism and
like a lot of
death of
murder
brothers.
happening in
Yeah,
this
This
movie.
is it's a PG movie, and it so wants to be a PG-13 movie.
Oh,
It really does. I mean,
100%,
it's
yeah.
talking about sex. It's showing
Drinking,
people getting shot to death,
like the main
melting to
character is
death.
a fucking drunk.
yeah. There's the
Yeah,
patty cake
yes,
scene.
exactly.
The
where he's
patty
like,
cake,
Boobs,
yeah. Hey, yep. A lot
just
of
freaking hilarious.
traps,
innuendos.
and yes, and
But
some of them are subtle, and some of them are.
I mean, if you look at cartoons from this era, they also, I feel like, had those innuendos in there. Because, like,
Yes.
I feel like cartoons have always had those sort of innuendos. Because just throwing in something for the parents that are forced to watch this with their kids, just to give them some sort of, something to grab onto. And the people making these things are adults. So, like, this is the kind of stuff
Right.
that they think is funny, and, like, stuff that they
Mhm.
know would go over a kid's head. So like they can sort of sneak that stuff in there.
So reacting, because knowing that it was made in like 86,
Yeah.
87, comes out 88, right? When knowing that they made this in the 80s, but you're seeing it today. Like, do you have just like, are you watching the movie just at face value? Are you also like watching like, how do they do that? I wonder how they did that.
I had
Because
a
everything's
lot of
CG
Yeah,
now. Like, we
100%.
know
100%.
everything's CG. Like, there's
Yeah.
no like wonder in movies. Back then, there was wonder. How did they do that? Because it's just like, oh, they use computers. But this is like, I hope you watch some of the making of, because
I wanted
it's
to. I didn't have
very
time, but
magic.
I did
Okay,
want
you
to.
you
Yeah.
definitely should just go on YouTube Shorts or whatever and watch some.
That's got like some parts I'm just staring at it, trying to figure out how they do it. Like the handcuff scene with, like, the handcuffs are up the whole time. Do they have like a robot that goes behind it? Like
So they
some of the
did. I
practical
didn't
Wow.
know
effects
that.
on.
That's cool.
Is that
I
what it
know
was?
obviously they filmed first and then drew
Right.
over
They
that.
just animated
And I
over
knew
the film.
And
Yeah.
I knew they used like the gun scene at some points was like a hanging, like they had puppeteers above the set
Yeah.
holding the gun, and
Okay, because
that
the
I knew,
weasels, because
like
you have
some
a
of this stuff.
cartoon using a real life object.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some
Yeah.
of them are on strings. Like in the beginning, you'll see when we first meet Roger Rabbit, and he's going after the director, and he's got his jacket, and he keeps grabbing his jacket. You can tell like that's just like timing with a string, right?
Right.
Certain things, but like when the weasels come to the house, to the office, of oh god, what's the name of the main character's name? Eddie Valentine? No,
Valiant.
Valiant.
Valiant. Thank you.
hmm
Valiant and Valiant. When they go there to shake him down for Roger, and he's doing the thing with the sink,
Yeah.
that was a mix of like the gun being strung up by a puppeteer and full on robots. And what they did is they had these guys. They had like their arm was connected to a joystick, and they could move it and control up, down, left, right. And
Oh,
then they had
wow.
a robotic arm that would mimic that in the 80s. So that's really fucking
That's
cool
awesome.
that they were doing that without like, I mean, they had computer screens, I'm sure, but just the fact that these guys were doing this just to
Hmm.
quickly in like 3 seconds of film take a gun and go up and like go and point it at Eddie, and they drew over that so you couldn't see the robot arm. So it was a mix of a lot of tricks.
Yeah.
But that's the fun of it today, I think, is if I don't know, like I say wonder, but like just I don't know, yeah, wonder. I think this is a great word. When you watch a movie and you wonder, how did they do that? And that's like the magic of Hollywood. But now it's getting so good that it's great to go back and see. Like, remember when we watched Akira? We probably spent most of the time, I think, talking about it, how it looked, and
Hmm.
how they could possibly draw
I mean, yeah, they
this.
were drawn. It's all
It's
hand
amazing.
drawn. Like each frame, each cell of animation, is
This had
hand drawn.
80,000 frames drawn in it or something like that. It's and when you look at Roger, he's moving and it was really cool because they had Lucas Arts helping with this. Because they did all the after everything was drawn, they did all the lighting effects and the
Okay.
see-through effects, like when Jasper Rabbit comes out and you can see her fabric and you can see through it, right?
It's pretty
Okay,
cool.
yeah.
They did all the effects with their computers over there. It's a great combination of all the great artists and all their skills. Because there's even stop motion. Even at the end when the main villain gets like run over, he gets up. That's stop motion. It
Oh, yeah,
has
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
it has everything, I think. So I think it's just a movie that I think you just need to, if you haven't seen it, you need to see it just because it shows off how creative Hollywood used to be.
Yeah. I think
And how beautiful something can be when you get all these different talents of all these different schools and coming together for a fairly mature child whodunit story,
Yeah.
but
I wrote down that
unique.
the genre of cartoon noir, like it is such a weird like combination. It's like
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
you're playing like
I mean, it's a parody.
Not
movie
a
maker
noir,
game on
but
your phone, and you're like, yeah, I mean, kind of is. It's like
It's
a
a parody
detective
of a
story.
noirs
noir.
are nighttime, I thought.
Well, not just nighttime. It's just got that
It's
dark.
Oh, okay.
It's
more
got to
the
have that
themes.
contrast,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not fully. But like it's just a weird combination. I for some reason thought I remembered it coming out in the '90s. Like the fact that it came out in the '80s is just all that more impressive.
I mean,
Yeah.
is this one of the first? I mean, is this the first movie to ever do something like this, like
No, I'm sure they
animated
did this
over
probably in the
live
40s and
action?
50s because think about Fantasia, right?
Yeah,
They
true.
had Mickey Mouse come out
I
and
guess in
talk to
like
him in the fort,
yeah,
But a
right,
film,
like
I
a
think at
feature
this
length film.
level
Yeah,
where the main character is animated and his co-star, or actually, you know what? The main character is Eddie. Or Rogers in it, not as much in the third
The
act because he
sidekick,
gets
yeah.
knocked out.
right.
But
It did. It cost 50 million to make and pulled in 350 in the box
okay,
office, which
Yeah,
makes me kind of. It's still even the more shocking, just like the originality of it, and I don't know, just like the cult following that this movie has. That it hasn't been redone. There hasn't been a Who Framed Roger Rabbit 2.
right.
yeah,
Nothing. He just kind of
Yeah,
disappeared.
yeah. I
yeah.
mean, you know
No,
that they're just digging
they would.
around.
Let me
They would
go.
completely. I think they would completely fuck this movie up if they tried to do a remake
Could
or a
you
legacy
do?
sequel or anything because it would
Could
just
I like?
it would turn into
Could you do a
fucking
TV show? Could you do
no.
a TV show in this world?
No. It would just turn
No.
I already know what it would be. It would be
Christopher Reeves is
a
back.
complete marketing grab where they're trying to mishmash everything together. I'm picturing like Ready Player One or like the new like Space Jam 2, where they just threw every single property they could into it, and that's what they went
Mm.
for. They didn't care about making a good movie. They just cared about all of the different properties
wow
that they could
factors.
jam into one
Yeah. Oh
thing.
wow. Oh wow. Oh
Which
cool. Wow.
that
they got
this
that
movie,
in?
I didn't know this about this movie, that it had the crossover between like Disney, Warner Brothers, and all these other animation studios. So like first time seeing it, I think that was a little bit of a wow factor, like seeing Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny share the screen, or like the whole scene with
The
Daffy and
agreement
Donald
was
Duck.
50-50.
Yeah,
They had to be 50-50, so they
I
said,
saw.
"Fuck it,
Yeah, I
we'll
was
just
reading
put
a little
them
bit
in
about
the
that.
same." They're gonna be in the same scenes together because we're not gonna,
Right.
Favor one over the other. Yeah.
Yeah, the scene with Daffy and Donald Duck both playing the piano. Because yeah, it was like they had to be equal levels of good at piano, like competing with each other.
Yep.
Like one couldn't be
They're
better
both
than the
crazy.
other. Yeah. So
Mhm.
like that stuff's kind of weird with like licensing and how these companies want to protect their characters' images or whatever, but like we still see that shit
Yep.
today, especially with like Nintendo, and like the portrayal of Mario or whatever. But yeah, it was just cool seeing those characters share the screen.
We were just talking about sequels. Even Robert Zemeckis, as of last year in the Hollywood Reporter, said that there is a good Roger Rabbit 2 script, but it will never get made because of Jessica
Copyright.
Rabbit's sexuality. They're saying that she's too
sexy.
too sexy to make another movie.
I mean,
so the Disney is not.
Just
Wouldn't make
bump it up to
like, all right.
PG-13 or something. I don't know. Like if it's that much of a big deal, like this movie, like you said, could have been PG-13 if they, you know.
You could have seen that. They said that they put her in a trench coat in Universal or in Disneyland because they couldn't deal with her giant boobs. Who knows? But
I mean,
that's ridiculous.
I could
fingers
see
crossed for someday.
Some women have large breasts. We shouldn't shame them because they have something that men desire.
And it's a fucking
yeah.
cartoon.
It's
like
a
a
guy problem.
cartoon.
And there's nothing wrong with a woman with like giant breasts and a small waist. Like, yes, that like obviously there's like maybe get perverted about it, but also like there's just women who are built like that. That's the whole like that's how I am. Like I'm not. So even her line like I'm not
how you
bad.
are.
It's just I'm just drawn this way. It's just like. You know, just like just because I look like this, you know, doesn't mean I am this kind of thing.
Right.
Like,
they do put the boobs into the gags.
Oh yeah,
I like how they put, like he hits his head on him when he's standing up, and they do like
my favorite joke was the booby trap when one of the weasels was going in there, and then the bear trap comes out of her cleavage. That was good.
The you know for I think it's actually a fairly mature story for something that's PG.
Yeah,
I'm watching it and I'm like, there's a lot of stuff that just went over my head when I was a kid, and now that I'm watching it, I'm like, there's this. It's a whodunit, so there's going to be a lot of like not red herrings, but they're going to like try to like, oh, did she the killer? You know, they try to make it look like she did the killing, through editing and all that stuff. But I don't know. I just think for kids, they like it kind of simple, and I feel like this movie's got some. For example, there's a backstory to Eddie's brother, right, Teddy, that gets killed. Did it need that? I mean, I guess because it drives the backstory to Eddie, right? But my kids were not interested at all in the whole brother story at all. The whole time, he's drinking.
Like boring emotions.
No, they just want to see the wacky cartoons
on the screen. Yeah.
But when he told the story to Roger about how his brother died, my kids, that's all they cared about. They didn't care about Roger being like becoming innocent or anything like that. They wanted to find out, well, who killed the brother? Who killed the brother? Who killed the brother? I'm like, that's not the main focus of the movie.
Yeah.
But they were obsessed with that backstory. So at the end of the movie, they're like, so are we ever going to meet the brother? And I'm like, no, he's
dead, bro.
We saw pictures. That's it. And it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot thrown. I mean, maybe for like older kids, maybe 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 15-year-olds. But my 6-year-old and 10-year-old, they were like, that just was very interesting to them. I thought
there's death in the world's children. And it looks like that.
I think because like maybe movies and stuff like that always show the flashback these days. They have to show it to you. Where like this didn't. They just said no.
They alluded to it. Yeah, they show the picture of him. They showed his dusty desk with his glasses there.
Yeah,
spider webs all over the whole chair.
Movie.
Yep.
Clean up after yourself.
I know your brother would not want you to do that.
It's a shrine. He doesn't have the heart to, clean off his desk.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I think there are some heavier themes, but like you said, they're pretty heavy-handed with things, so that they're not really like trying to. What's that?
What did you think about the scene of the clown shoe?
The clown shoe, oh shit! Okay, yeah, where he got dipped. Yeah, the whole dipping thing was pretty fucked up. I mean, the whole character of Christopher Lloyd and Judge Doom. Yeah, he was a
Judge Doom. Creep. What a name too.
Judge Doom.
Like, Judge Doom.
Yeah, I wonder if he's gonna be a bad guy.
No, of course not. No
Who
way.
would allow this guy to be in charge?
No, that was pretty fucked up though. Like I felt bad for that shoe.
Yeah, it's like nuzzling up against his leg or something like that, and he grabs it and he just slowly pours it,
Yeah, that
and
was
it
fucked
like
up.
But it's
like
like screaming the
screeching.
whole time as he's
Yeah,
lowering it into the thing, just like
yeah,
looking up at
Yeah,
your
and then
puppy
he's
dog
got his
eyes.
fucking like, what's left of him on his glove like dripping off. I'm like, yeah, that's
That's
pretty
why he uses
graphic.
the glove.
Yeah.
Like the steamroller scene at the end. I was watching with the kids, and like, my kids don't know that he's a toon, and
Right.
like you're sitting there watching somebody get slowly run over by a steamroller, and it's takes a good 10
Yeah.
15 seconds, and he's just
that's
going,
an '80s death right
ah,
there.
Oh
yeah.
yeah. 100%.
But
Indiana Jones Temple of Doom did that.
The
like that
slow.
is,
Yep.
Yeah,
and then when he
that's that
bounces off,
slow.
and like you're waiting for the look of realization, he's like, oh, he's a
The
toon, man.
fucking
Yep.
tune. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I not that I had a
Spoiler alert.
not that I have a problem with it, but like I feel like that's the ending was a little bit like, okay, let's wrap this thing up cuz like Judge Doom, yeah, he's the villain. He's wants to destroy Toontown. Again, it's a kids movie, but they don't really go. I mean, the why is basically he wants to build this freeway and make money, essentially. But like,
Well, that
he's
his idea.
But we don't know.
there's no
It's so
backstory of
boring.
like
he
he's a
him.
he's a toon. Why does he want to destroy Toontown? Like something
Right.
must have
Mickey even
turned
says
him
that.
evil.
Like, I wonder who he was.
Right, exactly.
There's no like
There's no resolution.
cartoon- Yeah.
He's a-
What? Yeah. There's nothing.
Just a fucking psycho toon. Just
Right, it's just
love the idea that the
the
freeway
one-off
is
line
just like
where
the
yeah.
most. Freeway is just the most fucking boring fucking idea that you could have of like how to do it too, and it's
Yeah, it's like I don't know if they were trying to make a statement about like industrialism or whatever,
nah.
I-
I don't think Roger Rabbit's making a
Well,
statement.
you got to think. I mean, this movie was set back in 1947, so like this was
Yeah.
right before
True. No.
all of that boom of commercialism and fucking. He even talks about like fast food restaurants and fucking motels and like that's definitely a commentary going on about the current time period when the movie was made. I mean, obviously they didn't go deep into it, but yeah, I don't know. That felt a little bit weird to me. Like there was a one-off line where I don't know, one of the detective guys was like, "Yeah, that toon went bad," and I'm like, "Okay, that's it. He just went bad and he went crazy and he wanted to destroy Toontown." But
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. They
Yep.
make the rules with those one-liners. Like you can't kill a toon.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. To
Okay.
them. Like they establish these rules. You know.
They do it nice and early
Um,
too, which is good.
Yeah.
Like you gotta like with a new universe.
I
There is really nothing like this. Where like toons living amongst us
Right.
in the real world.
would love to see that concept explored on like a little bit of like a darker side of things, like because like yeah, you can't fucking kill these toons by shooting them or dropping bricks on them or fucking so like I don't know, they could do whatever the fuck they want essentially. You can't really do much to stop them, so that would be an interesting concept if they sort of turn that a little bit darker into like a series or something, but I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. That'd be interesting. Like you could do some stuff like think about all the racist caricatures that we've drawn in the past and how
Yeah.
we think we're doing a good thing by showing blackface, right? Or like Indians, looking like ridiculous or Chinese, right? And we'll draw them, right? And like, oh, that's racist. They shouldn't look like that. But in this world, they are living things who have now been kicked out of work.
Mm-hmm.
So in a dark world, they would have to do like whatever to get by.
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Goofy giving
which
hand
reminds
jobs
me
in
of-
a back alley.
Yes, exactly. That's what.
Right. Right.
Fucking
Right, and
goofy.
you know what I'm saying, and
gets
like
what he
it's
deserves.
commentary. That'd be interesting, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like when we played Wolf Among Us, where
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
some of them were fine and dandy living in the real world, and other ones were drunks and
Yep.
like living on the streets, or
It's a good
some of them
analogy.
were
I like that.
prostitutes because they didn't have anything left, so they did what they could to get by, and they can live forever. But so what? You're still like poor.
Yep.
And So yeah, you could explore. I mean, no way it would ever happen because Disney and Warner Brothers would never do it.
Maybe
You'd
not
have
with
to make
these
your own world.
characters. Yeah, it would have to be some
They
They're
original.
did
not
a Tom
sacred.
and Jerry movie, which it wasn't good, but it was okay. And they did a Tom and Jerry movie where they were drawn and animated,
Yeah,
and everyone else is live action. And I was like, I still like this style,
Yeah.
but that movie was like whatever. It was very basic. It was nothing great. This is like, I think you might have said it in the beginning. It's an homage or something like that to
yeah,
the era
1000%.
of
Yep.
all these great
No.
studios and all these great characters they've made, and just the feeling of the music and the cars and the way you talked. There's a lot of tropes in this movie. Like we've seen this in many other movies, but like Chinatown, this is also like based on some Chinatown the movie.
I like the 40s era where like he's like sketching a ride on the back of the trolley and bumming smokes off of like little kids.
These
that
kids
just
are like
rolling
10
around
years
smoking
old. Yeah.
cigarettes.
Yeah,
It's a different time back then.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. The world building's legit, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks good. When I was young, it always threw me off. I was like, two things threw me off. Why does everything look different? Because I didn't know it was old.
Yeah.
But I was just like, why does everything look different? Not like the cars I see in the real world. And then, why are they so old? I was like, these people look like they're the main character, like the main
Bob
Eddie and
Hoskins
his girlfriend.
is Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Joanna Cassidy is Dolores.
yeah, Dolores.
That's
Those
a
two. I
great
mean, they're
name.
even older than me
Yeah.
now.
They've been
in
around
that
the
movie.
block,
They're-
man. Yeah. They're living the hard
It's just
life.
as lead as yeah. So when you're a kid, you're just watching like these grandparents. It looked like like
Right.
running around. You know what I'm saying? I always thought that was weird. Just like, why did they make them
Well,
old people? But
Did you
he's
guys
great though, and she's fine too.
Did you guys see some of the casting choices that they passed
Danny
up?
DeVito.
Well, apparently Harrison Ford was like the original shoe-in
Really? That would have been
for Eddie,
interesting.
but apparently he was too expensive to get. But they had like a whole laundry list of people that
He
they
doesn't have
wanted. They had
the
like
slapstick comedy. I don't think would have fit with Harrison.
no,
Yeah, I'm thinking that dance at the end where he has
Right.
to sing
Yeah.
and dance to get the wheels. I like.
but yeah, they were looking at like Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy, Robin Williams, Jack Nicholson, Sylvester
those kids have
Stallone.
Physical
Robin
comedy.
Williams would have been
That would have been
badass.
amazing.
He probably
Yeah.
was an unknown at movies, maybe at that point.
It's
Yeah.
88, so I think he was around.
What was he
Bob
in the
Hoskins
movie? I knew he was in TVs, but
Did get
he
a
was- yeah.
lot. He got a lot of nominations for best actor from off of this movie too, which is kind of cool. It looks like it's a lot in
Yeah.
a lot of different.
I mean, he's great in this. I
British
don't have any
film awards.
complaints of him.
Like, 'cause he's
Oh.
got to do a lot. Oh, it's that.
Tim Curry had auditioned for the role of Judge Doom, but was rejected because the producers found him too terrifying.
Yeah,
Aw.
That would
that
have
would
been,
have been awesome.
Tim Curry, dude.
Yeah, as Judge Doom.
I'm sorry, but I think some other universe got the better version.
Christopher
Some
Lee turned
universe-
down
some
turned
universe
down the
would have
role
had that.
too of Doom. That would have
Okay,
been good too.
Yeah.
But man, Tim Curry would have been awesome.
Tim Curry would have been amazing. I
But
gotta
he,
have.
he
AI
might have
do
been
that.
too much
He-
for a
he
kids
plays-
movie. He might have been too
Good
intense.
great.
although
Wow,
Christopher
that's
Lloyd did do a hell of a job
Yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
good. He's yeah. I mean, he's great.
Not
but
in a ton,
Tim
but
Curry.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
and this is like this was right in between Back to the Future movies too. So like he was hot back
cranking
then.
him,
Yep, cranking him out during that time.
cranking it.
He was cranking it.
Was there a scene that like just like wowed you though overall? I mean, like the whole production is impressive, but was there a scene like wow, god damn, like man, that's just crazy that they did this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one that like sticks out in my mind. I feel like the one that sticks out the most is Jessica Rabbit's introduction. Like it wasn't really like wowing, but like I guess it was wowing in the fact
It
that
was
like,
horny. It got you
yes.
going.
Yeah, I mean, I could 1000% see being a kid in watching this movie and fucking just popping a boner for Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah.
Like
Apparently I like girls now, and
right,
I think I
exactly.
really like boobs.
Like they made that like as sexy as you could make a cartoon character. So
I've said this in front of people before. I go like she's the most attractive cartoon character of all time.
right, they knew what
And
they
they're
were
like,
doing.
"What?" And I'm like, "She's drawn for men." Like, I don't know what to tell you. Straight men.
Yeah,
This is what
1000%.
straight men.
Even
This is
Eddie,
ridiculous.
when he went in the club, you know, renowned tune hater, you could tell he was, you know, he was feeling it.
Oh yeah. And he was like, "Why are you with a rabbit?"
So, no, that
There
there was a ton of good scenes. I liked I don't know, I liked the cab character also. I don't know if he had a
Oh
specific
yeah.
name, but
Yeah,
it
he
was like
did when he saw him
Barry
in
or something.
Rusty.
Something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
But no, there
Barry
was
Man.
there was a ton of fun characters. Like just it was great. I like I said, I had a super fun time overall, and I could definitely appreciate like the when this movie came out, like how
Yeah.
revolutionary it
Watch
was.
the making of. They
Yeah,
have a
I
proper
do want to watch the
making
making
of.
of. Yep.
Yeah, watch. It's like 40 minutes long or something like that. Um, but you just see what they had. Like, it's crazy. They had all these storyboards, and then they had puppeteers, and then they would reenact. They would before they would shoot, they would do just a take with these dummies. And because like they would be like in front of Bob Hoskins, and they would say, "All right, if we're holding Roger, we'd be holding by his ears, so his eyes would actually be here,
Yep.
and then like the other guys would be acting like weasels, so they'd be running around, and they would look like them. They would be like life size or what? Yeah, life size, true to size, but they'd be like moving around. It's just fascinating how much work went into capturing like 4 seconds of footage or something like that.
Right.
It's
Right. Oh, and also, so if tunes die naturally, like their souls go to heaven apparently, but if they're dipped, they're just fucking erased from existence, right? Because those
That's why I saw-
weasels like laughing themselves to death, like you could see their souls fucking leaving their bodies. But when you're dipped, you just fucking you're gone.
There was the thing
Yeah,
that
you can
like the
back
stuff
it,
that dip
yes.
is made of is actually the paint thinner that they use to like clean the cells that you make actual
Oh, really?
Okay.
cartoons on.
Oh, that's actually pretty
Benzene,
cool.
Nice.
turpentine, and acetylene. There was also Brandon. Do you remember like an urban legend from when you were a kid that on the laser disc of Who Framed Roger Rabbit that you could see Jessica Rabbit naked? This was like a third grade
This is like the Metroid
schoolhouse.
seeing Samus naked thing.
Yeah, it's like a
I get
schoolhouse
the
thing.
synapse in my brain just like lit up. Like, I remember
You're like,
that. I think
somebody
so.
told me that at the lunchroom in like
That's
fourth
amazing.
grade.
I gotta get my hands on this
Is that-
fucking laser disc.
Yeah, Laserdisc.
So
yeah,
I
we
just
had
Googled it,
Laserdisc growing up.
and I apparently on Snopes they have reviewed this. It is a legend of a rumor on Snopes. Apparently on the Laserdisc there is like 4 frames when he gets into the accident in Toontown where Jessica's skirt goes to the side and it doesn't look like she's naked, like you could see up her dress, but there's like a couple like interpretive frames in there or something.
Okay,
Or
all right.
did they just not
Saving this
draw
for
detail
later.
in those 4
They just
frame
didn't really
sections?
draw it, and it was like I don't know, 4 frames of animation or something like that. So.
You just imagine
Apparently-
somebody pausing it, going frame by frame, looking
Oh
at
my
this thing.
god! It was kind of I don't know. I didn't think that it was real when I was really kid, and I'm kind of surprised that it is now. But yet, I'm also disappointed in it.
Oh, well, I
I
mean,
don't know.
it's the internet. I'm sure there's plenty of pictures of Jessica Rabbit naked if you want to see those.
I'm not gonna Google that. There is an abundance of those, I assume.
Ridiculous. All right, it sounds like this
Oh, I forgot.
conversation is about over.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Is there any final comments? I mean, it's a fun movie. I think it's just one of those movies you just gotta see just to experience it. You know,
At some
like as
point.
we've said this about Akira
well,
or certain movies, like you just gotta see what
recently-
humans can create.
Recently, I was talking about, it reminded me a lot of Space Jam because I watched it recently. Same sort of concept where
Yeah.
cartoon
And you
characters.
loved the first Space Jam.
I
That
love
was
the
your
first Space Jam.
Roger Rabbit.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, that was the live action animated crossover of my childhood.
Yeah.
So it definitely reminded me of that, and like it's not too long before Space Jam that this movie was made. I think Space Jam was 90. I don't know if it was 94,
93?
90. Yeah,
94?
somewhere around there. But like I think this movie's on par with the animation. I think it's it's a little cleaner because Space Jam's a little bit later, but same concept, same idea, and I don't know, I just love that concept of these cartoon characters coming to life, and like the concept as a whole. I really didn't know anything about this movie going in. Like I've seen scenes of it, and I just pop culture absorbed some stuff about it, but I didn't know about
You
the
knew
whole.
Jessica Rabbit had giant
I
boobs.
knew about Jessica Rabbit, yes, which I feel like I thought she was a rabbit, but she's just Jessica Rabbit because she's married to Roger Rabbit. That makes more sense now. Because I was always wondering, why is her name Jessica Rabbit? She's not a rabbit. So I was like, okay,
Right.
now that
Yeah,
makes
there you
sense. Now that makes sense.
Oh.
But no, just the concept of like these tunes and humans coexisting is something interesting to explore. Like even if it's not this property, I think that could be just an interesting concept to explore, like we were talking about before. A little bit.
They're doing it a little bit
grittier.
now. Like Brandon said, what was that movie you said before that they were doing it? I
Tom
know
and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry, like the new Smurfs movie, is that? Except I guess they're using 3D
But they
to
don't.
do it.
I feel like in those type of movies, they don't really acknowledge that they are cartoon characters. They just exist in that world.
Yeah,
like Alvin and the Chipmunks, the
Right.
live action Alvin and the Chipmunks
Yeah.
movies. They're not saying like, oh, you guys are from a cartoon, or from you guys are cartoon characters. They are just like chipmunks in that world for some reason. So
Well,
it's weird.
Shrek lives in a hard drive somewhere. There's not an actual place where he lives. They're all digital now. So what do?
Yeah.
They just live in a computer somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Right. That's a good point. I do like that this movie, that's a good point, has some world building. It's fun. And it's just like, what if humans lived next to cartoons? Cartoons had their own town, so
I drive over
Yeah.
there all the time. It just seems like a fucking wacky adventure every time you go there.
I want to know how Toontown was created, though. Like, were these people, or were these tunes drawn by someone, or did they just appear one day? What's the backstory
So
there?
I'm saying Toontown is a Disney Plus series. It's just one season and it's 8 episodes. Each
The
episode
origins of
follows
Toontown.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Sure,
that.
whatever. Or just shorts that take place in Toontown. There's a
Yeah,
story.
okay, I'm back on board. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Just explore it.
They
Black
didn't
Mirror.
really.
And you could have like Ryan Gosling in Mickey Mouse and Donald Daffy Duck or whatever, like paired up. Just get some what ifs. Like get Jack Black, and the Tasmanian Devil and Yosemite Sam or something like that. Or that's
Shit,
goofy.
dude, you are cooking right now. I'm like,
what I'm
I'm liking
saying?
what you're throwing down. All
You know what I'm
right,
saying? You know what I'm saying?
that sounds good.
Yeah.
Each one, it's like a Sesame Street where each episode is like a new human character,
Yeah.
and they're in there.
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
But they're
Cool.
paired up with like a Disney / Warner Brothers character.
One of each. We got to share our screen time.
Yep. They didn't really explore. So like Marvin Acme, did he own Toontown? I guess.
Tunes were his slaves.
Okay.
Yes.
But he didn't like create.
He must have been a
it.
creator. I always assumed he was a creator, but maybe not.
Yeah. They didn't really.
That's why the will
explore
is
it too
important
much
because
there.
he had the rights to it, and it was
Right.
when he dies, he's supposed to go to the cartoon characters.
Yeah, but maroon.
Yeah, I guess they are his
cartoons,
slaves. It's kind of like
didn't-
you get your freedom when I die.
Right.
Like George
Oh,
Washington did that, and like it's like, oh, slaves, they can be free after I die.
After I'm dead. After
Not
they're
e-
done
not even-
serving me, sure.
Not even. I even think he went as far as like after my wife dies.
Oh, I want Martha.
Yeah, he can't
I want
leave
her
her
to be taken
Can't leave
care
her
of.
alone.
Yeah.
But he had slave teeth, so I mean, good job being first president, but dude, what the heck?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
different era, man.
Yep.
Different era.
It's like the 40s.
All right, well, now we're talking about slave teeth. So we really must be in this conversation.
See, that's another
All right,
thing
well,
to
hey, I
explore.
appreciate-
Cartoon characters are slaves, and what do we do with that? No.
No, I appreciate that we got this one on there. It's just one of those ones that I just wanted to
Yeah,
rewatch.
I feel
and
good that
have you
Eric has seen it
experience.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's.
Because everybody needs to.
I enjoyed
get
it.
a little bit of Roger Rabbit. Because like, if
I'm
you
glad
don't,
you enjoyed it.
like,
You
Oh,
he's
should
just
have
absolutely.
followed Willow.
Roger Rabbit has never been really in anything else. Like, he's not in fucking,
No.
progressive insurance commercials. He's not in fucking anything. He's just one movie and then just.
He would get
Yeah.
annoying after a while. Though.
Yeah.
Really? Like that whole voice thing was just.
I mean, he was basically. I mean, he was more or less a parody of a cartoon character.
Yes.
He was. They made him like completely over the top, crazy.
He's only
extra
there to make you
animated.
laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw that other puppet animators or voice actors, whatever, would be on set and they would do their voices on set as
Yeah.
like their characters
That's cool.
while they were doing rehearsals, but or filming or whatever. But the actor that did Roger Rabbit actually dressed up. He would actually put
Oh,
like
that's
ears on
cool.
and off. I'm like, I was like,
He's
I don't know. I
committed
bet
to the
they were
bit.
like,
He's a
I bet
method
we could
actor.
do
Yeah,
that.
he's
getting in
committed to the
there.
bit, man.
I want
You gotta
to
respect
see
it.
this now. This sounds
So
cool.
he's literally Roger Rabbit. Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like a Saturday Night Live bit. It's like, oh, I've got the shit. So he's gonna see, he gets dumped. What are you talking about? He's saying any character. Get out of here. Dude, you're a
Hey,
cartoon
get outta
Reddit.
here.
Shut up. I would have been. I don't know. I bet Bob Hoskins was probably like, oh, these American people are weird. Or you could have had a good time.
Is
I
he
don't know.
English?
He's probably cracking up.
Yeah.
Really?
He's British.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Australian or
right.
something like that. Yeah, he's got an accent.
Australian.
I was
I think
thinking
it's-
how nice
he's
it was for
British.
him to probably do like the press tour and like media for this, because he just goes places by himself and he like just poses in front of a thing and then they just draw in Roger or whoever the fuck they want around him. And he's just like working by himself, just like, just me being Bob. You're gonna deal with anybody else's attitude or anything else. Just take the picture, draw in my cast.
I was trying to say. I mean, I don't know if we want to put this on the fucking list, but I haven't seen the original Super Mario Bros. Movie because I was trying to figure out if I had seen anything else with Bob Hoskins, and I don't know.
It was
if
Hugh
I
Smee
have.
in Hook.
I forgot he was in there.
I
He's in
think
Hook.
I've seen
Hook
Hook.
is a great movie.
But it's been a long time, so
Okay.
I don't really remember.
But
I'd
yeah,
rather not
he's
watch that
Mario. He
first
hated
Mario
that movie.
So
I can.
he's
Hated that
credited as Mario from the Super Mario
Yeah.
Bros. Movie.
I still don't believe that that's his last name. Let's be honest.
It's Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Yeah, they're the Mario,
The Mario
brothers.
Brothers.
Nintendo's stupid with their names. It's like Link or whatever.
It's like the Bimmy and Jimmy bullshit. Like it probably, it doesn't.
Mario.
They didn't know what they were. They didn't know they were creating these characters, iconic characters
right,
back
exactly.
then.
They did. Yeah. Didn't know what they
I
had.
mean, you're wearing a Mario t-shirt right now. Think about it. What are we looking at? He's like a little Italian guy, who wears a bright red hat with an M on it.
The
and
most
he's got a
stereotypical.
Yeah.
I wore a hat with a D on it for Dave.
Italian
Like
blubber.
that wouldn't
Yeah.
throw you off, would it? He did Mario Brothers like in '93 though. He did Hook in '91. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's working his way up. I don't know.
So next week, Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Oh please!
Oh my god.
We got one more
I
week.
think
and
we
then we're
actually-
starting the Summer of Sam.
I think we looked it up once, and it wasn't even like streaming anywhere, so I wouldn't even know where to watch it. Maybe on. I don't even know if it was on like Amazon. Like you could rent it on there. I'd have to like buy it. I don't know. I've just been more like morbidly curious about that movie, just because I hear it's so terrible, but never seen it.
You have not seen that.
I have not
no.
seen it. No.
It's got great production. It's impressive what they made visually.
Don't you just have
is
to
a
disassociate
dumb
it with
story.
anything that's actually Mario? Like, would
Yeah,
that
they're
make it a
like- they're
better
like-
movie?
Uh-uh.
No.
I don't know
No.
because
It's
give them
bad.
credit,
Last
right?
time I saw it, it was not. That was not good.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. The first Mario.
Did you guys
that's
see it
your
as
story.
kids though? Or I mean, I guess you weren't really.
No,
I saw it as a
I didn't
kid.
see
Yeah,
it till I
Yeah.
was
and
adult.
Bob's great in it.
Okay.
He's great in that too. He's a good actor in anything he does, but it's a lousy movie. The villain's fun, Koopa, but you know,
Not available
you
for
should watch
streaming
that.
in the United States.
Oh man. I'll have
You
to
can watch it in
get the
Australia.
VPN, get the VPN going. Yeah.
Wow, it's a banned movie basically.
Not allowed in the US.
I might have an MP4 of that for you if you want it.
Do I want to? Like I said, I want to watch it just again because I'm curious, but
For the sake of the history of to
Exactly.
see what an early movie
video
game
movie.
movie
Yeah.
it would be. Yeah, it's horrible, but it's got some charm to it.
That'll be maybe that'll be on the next Dave. No charm there.
It's tough,
Yeah,
it's tough.
That'll be on the
Really
next
way
catch
over
up.
stuff.
I watched the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
What a waste of my time.
Right.
You guys were right. Or you're like, I actually liked it.
Right? It was good.
You know,
Yeah,
you're so
good.
separated from it that you might like it.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Well, yeah, I think that about wraps up our talk about Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like I said,
Yeah.
super fun movie. Really glad that I watched it and that we brought it to the show. But yeah, any closing comments? Or are we good to move on?
Keep on keeping on. I'm good.
All
Let's
right.
leave Toontown.
Keep on keeping on. We
I
will.
feel like I live in fucking Toontown sometimes. Some
Yeah.
of the shit that goes on here.
We will drive on out of Toontown and take a little break, and then after the little break, we'll come back and do a quick little round of movie 20 questions.
Ooh.
Right after this. And we are back with a little game of movie 20 questions.
Hey.
You don't know how this works. Brandon and Dave are going to ask me a series of yes or no questions. And you guys get 19 questions, one guess. If you guess wrong, you lose. So make sure you guess it right.
You say video game or video
This is
game
movie.
or movie?
Movie.
Movie. Okay.
This is movie
20
20 questions.
All right.
I think I got a good one. I'm assuming you guys have seen it.
Did this
I'll
movie
see.
come out before Did this movie come out before the year 2000?
Yes.
Did it come out before the year 1990?
Yes.
Okay.
Whoa. So, let's see here. Let me close all my windows here so I don't cheat. We go for Zemeckis. Is this movie animated? Does this movie have any animation in it?
Does this movie have any animation in it? No, I don't believe so.
Okay.
Was that 3 questions?
It's 3. Yep.
Okay.
Is this a Disney movie?
No, it is not a Disney movie.
Okay.
What did Zemeckis do back in the 80s? What else did he do?
Back to the Future.
Is this a Zemeckis film?
No, it is not.
Okay.
Is it a Spielberg film or Spielberg related film?
No.
Okay, so it's not Amblin.
I like seeing those logos at the beginning of movies. The touchstone scroll across or Miramax
Yep.
whenever that comes on. It's a nice flashback.
Is this for a mature audience?
Hmm.
When I say that, I mean rated R.
No, I don't think this movie is rated R. Let me see.
You don't think?
I don't think it is. Oh, actually, yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is rated R.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Rated R. Okay. All right. So goodbye kid movies. So
Rated R. Oh.
It's, I mean, my surprise, I don't know if that gives you a hint, but I did not know this movie was rated R.
Sure. It might have boobs in it for like a hot second.
But yeah, I was gonna say, is this back where like before PG-13 became a thing, so it was either PG or R.
Right.
They said one
And
F-bomb in it.
is it some like detective movie from back in the day where it's just R because well R when did R movies
Is this movie a comedy?
Yeah. Or
oh
that's one of the genres.
yeah, some comedic elements to it. Okay.
Yeah, comedic elements. Yeah.
Ooh.
Like something Eddie Murphy.
Ooh.
What you got? What you got? What you got?
No. I'm thinking Naked Gun.
Oh yeah.
That's a gag movie, and what we just watched was a gag movie. But
I don't think that would be rated R though.
no, what's the rated? It might be PG-13. Yeah.
Or those were like, I guess late 80s, early 90s was the real.
Did this come out before 1980?
Before 1980? No, it did not. Or 1980.
Okay, so it's definitely an 80s movie then. All right.
That was 9.
It's not animated.
Question 10.
Rated R.
It's kind of comedy. Does this movie star Eddie Murphy?
No.
Okay. I just had to know.
Yeah, Eddie's. Is this part of a franchise?
No, I don't believe so.
Okay. Howard the Duck.
Ooh, that could be a good one.
I don't know.
Is that Spielberg related though?
It's not rated R.
Could be. I don't know. Just the duck like drinking
Has
fuck.
sex with a
Drinking fuck.
Yeah. The duck fuck. Okay. Well, does this? I want to say animatronics, but like
no, but like, does this movie have aliens in it? You know, something like that.
That's your question.
Yeah. You want to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does this have aliens? Some form of aliens in it?
No, I don't believe so.
All right. So Howard the Duck is an alien. He's a duck alien.
All right. But
I have no idea what this is. David.
Comedy was only one of the genres of this movie.
Right.
Is it something like no, not like an Evil Dead or something? I'm trying to think of like a dark comedy where it's like kind of horror and comedy, or
a dramedy.
I don't know. Like,
nah, they didn't have that.
What are they making back in the 80s though? Like rated R dramedies or comedies. Not with Spielberg or Zemeckis.
Mm.
And there's only one of them.
Yeah.
Crosses out a lot of things. This couldn't be like Ferris Bueller because it's not rated R.
Yeah, I was going to say, was Ferris Bueller rated R?
No.
Or is that after PG-13 era?
I'm looking for some connective tissue, but I'm always
I know
for connective tissue.
Like Who Done It, right?
Who Done It, like, or something Bob did back then, or Christopher Lloyd. Christopher Lloyd could be another pull.
Is it? I don't know if this will help, but like, is it like a timepiece? Like, does it take place in the 80s of its time? Is it contemporary, or does it take place? You know, like, I don't know if that's going to help though. If I even know that.
This is question 13 too.
Oof.
I mean, we could ask if it stars somebody that was a Saturday Night Live cast member.
Ooh, they dominated the 80s comedies.
And we could narrow it down that way.
Yeah, Chevy Chase, John Candy, John Belushi.
Because that way we can know if it's like Uncle Buck or fucking
Steve Martin. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, John Candy was in the Saturday Night Live cast member though.
No, it wasn't. I don't think you're right.
Seems like he should have been
Yeah.
though.
He was the Canadian. Well, I forget what
Yeah,
the show was.
with Rick Moranis and
Yeah.
John Levy or
Does
whatever.
this movie star an SNL cast member?
No.
Oh. All right. Well, that crosses a lot
All
of
right,
them out.
they got rid of a lot of comedies.
Yeah. I should have asked that instead of Eddie Murphy and keep that one in the bank. Eric said he thinks that we saw this, so that's.
I mean, it's a. I don't know if this is a hint, but it's a fairly popular movie.
I was gonna say it's gotta
I
be.
figured it's some known if you're gonna pick a movie. Yeah. Sometimes you don't see those movies, but you know them still. Is the main character a? I mean, it's gonna be a guy, right? I mean, I don't want to waste a question. It's the '80s. It's a guy lead. There's no movies with females.
Ooh, I got one too.
Labyrinth.
Princess Bride. Labyrinth is good
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, these are kind of slow comedies. They're adventure, they're comedy, but they're also kind of serious. Like,
What was the other one?
um,
Dark Crystal would be the other one. We could ask
yeah, right. Like, yeah. So you were
Jim
saying
Henson,
animatronics, but
like
puppets.
puppeteering.
Yeah. Does this movie feature animatronics and or puppetry?
No.
Shit. David. I
What
don't
is
know.
that? 15?
I
12,
thought it was
13.
Labyrinth or something like
That's
that.
14. This is question.
But that's not rated
15.
R. That was a dumb question. Rated R,
Oh
and
yeah,
you never
and
actually if it
Princess
has
Bride.
puppets in it.
You never know. It could be some weird fucking puppet
Um,
movie. We don't know. But that kind of takes out Princess Bride because it is our fuck. I'm trying to think. Well, kind of. I should try and nail down who is in it, but it sounds like this is going to be a lesser known film. You could ask if anybody from Roger Rabbit also. Like, could it be an old Christopher Lloyd flick? I don't know anything Bob Hoskins was doing back then.
should I ask if we've talked about it on this? Have we covered it on this podcast? But I don't think we've done enough '80s movies to worry about that.
You want? I mean, not a hint, but point you in the right direction.
Give us something, yeah, because I'm so lost without.
You might try to. I guess try to think of more actors that were popular in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Tom Hanks.
You got Tom Cruise. You got Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Schwarzenegger.
In a mature comedy.
Arnold
Just like a
Schwarzenegger did
one-off?
Kindergarten Cop.
That's not
He's
our.
done.
What about Twins? Dark, like R-rated comedy. Twins could be in there. Maybe we could just narrow it down to be Schwarzenegger. It's not going to be like you're Stallone.
Yeah,
It's not
is
gonna
Arnold
be
Schwarzenegger
Cruise.
in this? Is Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie?
Is Arnold Schwarzenegger in this movie? No.
Wow, Dave, dude. It's rated R, so it's not Tom Cruise.
1, 2,
It's
3,
not
4,
Tom
5,
Hanks.
6. The last 7 questions we've all asked have all been no's. We're not kind of
Not
biting
looking
the
good.
biscuit on this one.
How
That
many?
was 15.
15.
4 more to narrow.
know, dude.
It's just gonna pop out in our heads. Is it not Jack Nicholson? Not Tom Hanks. What the fuck's the guy's name that I'm thinking of?
Does he look like
I can't even think of it. It flew away. Um, we got no SNL cast members, so it's not a Chevy Chase flick.
Not Clue. Some actors from Saturday Night Live.
Is there?
Pressure Green. Green was.
Who is our 80s boy? I mean, we mentioned Tim Curry today. Is Eric bold enough to put Tim Curry back into the sauce? You wouldn't call Rocky
Tim
Horror
Burton? What about
Picture
Tim Burton? What about Tim Burton? Any rated R movies in there?
Not common, not
Some
nothing I would
comedic elements
consider.
to like Edward Scissorhands. And Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice has
Tons
that
of
has a
animation.
sequel. It has a sequel.
Yeah. Is I'm trying to think of what to ask here.
We have nothing. Oh boy.
I'm trying to think of another
We got
hint a little bit to point you in the right direction.
Oh
12
boy, oh
no's.
boy. I've never been
12
this
out of our
stuck with
15 questions have all been no's, and two of the yeses we got were dates. It's eating it. All right. Let's
I'll
go with the actors though.
Yeah.
What are the actors we got? We got Michael Keaton.
I'll say this
Michael J. Fox.
this movie stars a duo. Say that.
Okay, that's enough. That's enough. All right, so when I heard duo, thinking 80s, the first thing that came to mind was Wayne's World, but that's Saturday Night Live. That might even be 80s.
No, Bill and Ted, part of a franchise.
Not the Blues Brothers. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Part of a
1980
franchise.
Part of a franchise. Definitely
Probably
a
not
comedy.
rated R.
What's a duo that's like kind of a comedy, kind of not?
Harold and Kumar. I don't know. See, Eric got that.
I love Harold and Kumar. That
Yeah,
was way
movies.
later, but
yeah, those are good though. It's a good watch. Brandon looks like he's
Tango
frozen.
and Cash.
Turner and Hooch.
It's a dog.
Yeah, it's a duo.
It's a duo.
Yeah, that's true, and they're cops.
I don't know if it's rated R, Tango, because there are no sequels to Tango and Cash. I don't think Eric would be pulling Tango and Cash, but Turner and
He
Hooch
probably doesn't know.
Being a Tom Hanks Huckleberry, I think Eric.
Yeah, but that rated R.
I don't know. Maybe he tells the dog to fuck off.
Fuck you,
Boom.
dog.
Rated R. I
Oh
remember
my
the dog
God.
drinking out of the toilet. Is this a Tom Hanks movie?
The Tom Hanks movie? No, it is not.
Okay.
Is it a Michael Keaton movie?
No, you just taking stabs in the dark. No, it's not.
Dude, what the fuck? Who else was popular in the 80s?
I'll give you one more hint. You have said one of the actors' names already.
Okay.
Of course we have. Stallone. I mean,
we didn't say Kurt Russell. We did say Danny DeVito, and we did say
Danny DeVito was in
Michael
Twins.
J. Fox.
That's
True.
not it. And Michael J. Fox isn't starring in Buddy R movies.
Right.
I mean, Tom Cruise seems like the low-hanging 80s fruit, but I don't know what he would have been in a duo with. I mean, we got 2 questions left here, and then we got to guess. So whatever. If we lose, we lose. Eric picked a stumper though. I love it when mine come out this well. When it goes down to like 18, 19, you got to give multiple hints.
Do you think
They're
it's
struggling to keep our heads above
dirty
water.
work with Amelia Estevez and Charlie Sheen?
I don't know about that. Well, what if it is Super Mario Brothers?
No, that's like 1990, I think. Right?
I guess that is part of a franchise now, and that wouldn't be rated R. Okay.
That would be sick. Rated R Mario movie.
Every time he jumps on a Goomba, you can hear their neck snap.
Just smashes their fucking skull.
Snapping their neck.
Not Hanks, not Keaton, not Arnold.
I think we asked if it's John. Did we ask John Candy?
We asked SNL. No, we didn't ask John Candy, but
And he's not in SNL, so he still stands. But what rated R? Stripes? No, that's
Uncle
Bill
Buck.
Murray.
Uncle Buck I've watched recently. That movie's pretty solid still.
You want to ask if John Candy's in it? He's the only other big star that I can think of that would be
And
in
we
something that's
mentioned him
kind of
before.
Tom Cruise did not do any comedy. Can I run in it? Yeah. Let's just ask John Candy. You want to do John Candy?
Yeah, sure, John Candy.
Is John Candy in this movie?
No.
Dude, what the fuck?
Holy shit.
All right, what's that? One question left?
One question.
And a
All
guess.
right, so here's where we pull. We have one guess. That's it.
One
So
question.
we got one question left.
Oh,
One more
and
question.
then one guess after that.
God. You can ask the question, Dave. I got nothing.
I don't know what other 80s stars are there? Stallone?
I'll say it again. You said it multiple times.
Is Sylvester Stallone in this movie?
Are you sure you want to go with that one?
No.
because he wanted to ask Danny DeVito.
What else would
No,
Danny
he didn't want to.
DeVito be?
I didn't want to ask that either.
What would he be? What would he be? Buddy cop.
I don't fucking know. Romancing the Stone.
Ooh, that's a good movie in general.
Yeah, Eric
It's
doesn't
in the
know
grand
existence
scope of
that
things.
movie.
It's like a knockoff Indiana
Oh, wait
Jones.
a minute. Kathleen Turner's the voice of Jessica Rabbit. She's the female interest in Romancing the Stone. But that's a part of a franchise because there's that and then there's the other one.
There's another Romancing the Stone?
Yeah, because they both star Michael Douglas.
Oh, Michael Douglas, yes.
I can't think what the other one's called, but one's called Romancing the Stone. Fuck.
Whatever.
That's kind of a comedy, but no.
It is. I mean, it's among the genres that's in that movie. Like a big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah. Kurt Russell, Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford do any comedies in the 80s?
I mean, Big Trouble is kind of a buddy flick because it's him and his, I forget what the Asian guy's name is.
That's got animatronics in it though. That flying eyeball thing. And then the guy's head explodes. That's animatronics, right?
Technically,
and there's creatures in that. Right?
Creatures. They might have been I don't remember. I don't know about monsters.
I will say, I think you guys are so far off that I don't know if you're gonna get it.
Oh my god, this is the worst we've ever performed.
It's a toughie. I didn't think it was to be this tough though.
Are you sure that we've seen this fucking movie?
I would be surprised if you didn't see it. Maybe not have seen it, but definitely heard of it and definitely know who stars in it.
Well, we know it's not Tom Hanks, Michael Keaton, John Candy, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Eddie Murphy, or anyone from
who
SNL.
else have you said that you have not guessed yet?
Michael J. Fox.
Wolfman. No, there's a sequel, Wolfman 2.
Is there?
Yeah, and that's yeah.
I mean,
It's
what else is he? Everybody's just Back to the Future, and that's it.
right.
Not like a weird science. I remember those. I never got into those movies. Too weird.
All right, we need
I
a
don't
question.
All right. I mean, we can cross Stallone. We've said this somebody's name multiple times.
No, I don't
Multiple
like. I
times.
think it threw us off by focusing on a person because we just wasted 8 questions asking. So, does this movie take place? Is this a timepiece?
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
No.
No. So it takes place in the fucking 80s. So it's like Armed and Dangerous. No, that's a John Candy movie.
All right. Need a guess.
I am going to guess The Burbs. No, not Tom Hanks.
No, you said Tom Hanks already.
I just wanted to say
The
that movie because
Burbs.
it's a good one, and everybody should watch The Burbs again because that fucking movie rocks. It is not Uncle Buck. It is Over the Top, starring Sylvester Stallone. It is The Wizard, starring Fred Savage.
Brandon looks like his wheels are turning over there.
I'm just
Dude,
saying.
I'm like,
I'm just
it's
spitting out
fucking
names.
Willow or something like that. I don't know. I'm like Goonies, but these are not our movies. I can't. I'm stuck on it being R, and none of those actors. So I can't. Dave, you got to take the guess. I can't do it. I'm gonna not sleep tonight.
It is Beastmaster, starring. I watched the trailer for that movie.
No, it's
the
part
other
of a
day.
franchise. They made
That
like 5
movie
of those.
looks like so shitty that it looks hilarious to watch. Like it, I have
does.
never seen it, and I kind
It
of think
does.
I need to at some point.
Can I ask one question? Have we ever covered this on the podcast?
No. But
No. Okay,
I
all right.
wouldn't mind.
Okay. I don't know. I got nothing, Dave. No, I don't know.
All right, let's end the suffering.
This is
All right,
Jumanji.
what the is it Jumanji?
Okay. If I said Tom Cruise is one of the duos, would you have any ideas?
Top Gun. Need for Speed.
Men at Work.
No.
No, it's not Men at Work.
I don't know.
Tom Cruise?
If I said Dustin Hoffman was his partner in this movie, would you get it?
Rain Man?
Rain Man.
What the fuck?
Rain
That's the
Man.
most random movie.
It is not random.
I wouldn't call that a comedy either.
It's
and
a
it's rated R.
It's a comedy drama, yes, and it is rated R, which surprised me. The reason
no way I'm guessing Rain Man.
The reason I picked it was because it was bumped off as Who Framed Roger Rabbit was bumped off as the highest grossing movie in 1988 by Rain Man. So there's your meta for you right there. I don't know. I
just remember
maybe I have more of a connection to this movie, but
when they drops toothpicks,
it's a great movie.
248. That's all I remember.
Definitely 248. Definitely 248.
Yep.
Yeah,
Counting
I've
cards.
seen that movie.
Counting cards. And
it's a good movie.
I saw this
My Rain
thing
Man.
where somebody was like making fun of Dustin Hoffman because he has to spend time and follow and shadow the people. So that guy, the Rain Man or whatever, he had to follow. And the director or something like that was just like, or you could just act, because he's like, you just go too far with it. Just act. No, I gotta take all these notes and follow them and stuff. So, yeah, it's a decent movie. I haven't seen it in forever, but
I mean, he got a lot
seen
of
it in a while
awards
too.
for that.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
I mean, like they said in Tropic Thunder.
not a good movie. 20 questions pick though. Just saying.
Listen,
Ew.
was coming
Gross.
down to the last minute, and it came up
Rain
when I was
Man.
reading about Roger Rabbit, so I was like, okay.
That one
Love it.
burns.
I mean
Yeah.
that made a lot of money. Like budget was only like 25
Tom Cruise.
million,
Dave said
made
Tom Cruise like 20 questions
350
ago.
million or something. Yeah, I was gonna say,
comedy?
All right.
you guys are like, there's no way it's Tom Cruise. I'm like,
No
yes,
way.
it is.
Yeah, I still wouldn't have gotten Rain Man, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like I feel like I have a more of a connection to it, so I was like, oh yeah, this is probably. But
Yeah, interesting.
you've heard of it, and you know that Tom Cruise
Yeah,
is
of
in
course. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a stumper. I feel like I've only stumped you guys like twice. This one, and I remember I stumped you guys on American Psycho too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's a tough one too.
Which, yeah,
Good
that-
movie.
also, yeah, good movie. But that does it for us on this beautiful whatever Thursday
If people
night.
were to maybe request
Yeah,
possible episodes for the show,
Absolutely.
what could they do, Eric?
well, they could march on down to the nomadsfantasy.com/discord.
March on down.
Mm.
And join our Discord. Yeah, definitely throw those suggestions in there for stuff you want to, stuff you want us to cover, play, watch, whatever. If you have suggestions for games or 20 questions,
I was gonna say,
definitely throw those
send me
in
some
there
indie
too.
games.
Yep.
I always want indie game suggestions. Bring them.
Yep, that'll be fun. So yeah, nomadsfantasy.com/discord, nomadsfantasy.com to find all of our stuff, YouTube channel, youtube.com/@nomadsfantasy. But yeah, Discord is the main way to get in contact with us and just hang out, talk about games, movies, whatever you want. But that'll do it for this episode on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was a fun one. And as always, until next time, safe travels, nomads.
You didn't want to do a that's all.
That's all. I can never do a good Porky Pig.